Chapter 10 Concepts. So you can see two circles over here. The first circle, there are 2 points on the circle, A and B, and a line is drawn to that. And here in this second one, you're having a point on a circle, on the circumference of the circle. We named it as P, and a line is drawn, AB line is drawn through it. So what are these two circles? We'll just see. This is the first figure and this is the second figure. So in the first one, when a line intersects a given circle in two distinct points, it is intersecting the circle in two distinct points, so it is called a secant. AB is a secant in this case. Now, in second case, when a line intersects a given circle at exactly one point, it is called a tangent. So it is intersecting the circle at exactly one point P. So the point at which the line intersects the circle is called a point of contact. AB is a tangent and P is called the point of contact. So here we have learned what is a tangent, what is a secant. So here tangent is a line which touches the circle at a point P, and this point P is called a point of contact to the tangent. Okay, facts related to tangents to circles. The first fact is the length of two tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. A tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. If two circles, now here suppose for example the length of the tangents drawn from an external point. Now if this is the circle given, if this is an external point, I am taking it as P and naming this as one tangent and this is one more tangent. So if these two are AB, you will have PA is equal to PB in this case. So the length of two tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So now a tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Suppose if this is a circle and you're having a tangent down here, from the radius, if you're drawing this point of contact is P over here, this is the tangent, AB is a tangent, OP is here, is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact, that is AB is perpendicular to OP over here. So if two circles touch each other, the point of contact lies on a line joining those two circles. So if you're having two circles in this case, the point of contact will be on this line which is joining these two circles, their centers. Okay, of contact lies on the line joining their centers. Yeah, this one. Now next, a tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So a tangent to a circle is perpendicular to the radius. Now tangent to a circle is perpendicular to radius to the point of contact. These two are the same, isn't it? Yeah, both of them are same, so you don't need to write this. This is one circle, this is one more circle. So here you have, this is the center of the circle, this is the center of the circle. So here if two circles touch each other, the point of contact lies on the line joining their centers. So the line containing the radius through the point of contact is also sometimes called the normal to the circle at that point. So at any point on a circle, there can be one and only one tangent. So at any point on a circle, there can be one and only one tangent. So from a point, if you take only one on the circle, only one tangent can be drawn through this. You cannot draw 2-3 tangents to this. Only one tangent can be drawn to this. So the line containing the radius to the point of contact is sometimes called the normal to the circle at that point. So in two concentric circles, the chord of the larger circle which touches the smaller circle is bisected at the point of contact. So now you are having two concentric circles, means one circle lies inside the other circle. Now this, here you have circle, it's bisected at the point of contact. So this is the point of contact which we have in P. It is bisecting at this point of. There is no tangent to a circle passing through a point inside the circle. So if a point is inside the circle, you cannot draw tangent. Tangent should only touch the circle at one point. It will not be inside the circle. So there are exactly two tangents to a circle at the point lying outside. There are exactly two tangents to a circle outside the circle. Now this is inside. Here this point is inside. So you don't have any tangent for this. Now a point which is lying outside, there are exactly two tangents which can be drawn. Now there is a theorem over here. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular radius to the point of contact means we have to prove that OA is perpendicular to PQ. So now we having what is given to us. Because it's a theorem, we write what is given to prove. If construction is there, we write construction, then the proof part will go. So here circle with center O and radius R and a tangent PQ at a point of contact A. To prove that OA is perpendicular to PQ. Construction, take a point B on the tangent PQ. Join OB, intersecting the circle in R. Take a point B on the tangent PQ. So this is the point where it is intersecting the circle at a point R. So it is sufficient to prove that OA is shorter than any other segment joining O to any point of PQ. Okay, so OA is the shortest length we have to prove. The shortest length line segment which has the shortest length is nothing but perpendicular to the line segment. So now here it is sufficient to prove that OA is shorter than any other segment joining O at any point of PQ. So clearly OA is equal to OR. Why? Because they are radii of the circle. Now OB is equal to what? OR plus RB. So therefore OB is definitely greater than OR, because here you are having that OB is equal to OR plus RB. So OR is nothing but the radius, isn't it? So therefore OB is definitely greater than OR. So OB is definitely greater than OA. OB is definitely greater than OA. So therefore the shortest side which we have proved is nothing but OA. OA is shorter than any other segment joining O to any point of PQ, which implies that OA is perpendicular to PQ. Hence proved. Okay. Now exercise 10.1 chapter 10. We are having all these in fill in the blanks or short answers. So how many tangents can a circle have? A circle can have infinite, as there are infinite number of points on the circumference, but from a point on the circumference it can have only one tangent. So a point on the circumference of a circle will have only one tangent, but a circle can have many tangents, infinite number of tangents. Fill in the blanks. A tangent to a circle intersects it in one point. So a tangent to a circle always intersects at only one point. A line intersecting a circle in 2 points is called a secant. We have seen the first figure. So you can, I'll draw a figure and show for you. If it is intersecting at 2 points, this is called a secant. If it is intersecting at only 1 point, it is called a tangent. Now a circle may have dash parallel tangents. A circle can have only 2 parallel tangents. The common point of a tangent and the circle is called point of contact. So now here this is the tangent, and from the radius if you are drawing to this is called as the point of contact. There's only one point, common point of a tangent and the circle, on the circumference of the circle. This point which is there, P, is called as the point of contact. Now question 3. A tangent PQ at a point P of a circle of radius 5 centimeters meets a line through the center O at a point Q, so that OQ is equal to 12 centimeters. Length PQ is, you have to prove what is the length of PQ. You have A is 12 centimeters, 13 centimeters, 8.5 and root 119 centimeters. So solution: radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Thus angle POPQ is a right angle. OQ square is equal to OP square plus PQ square. So PQ square is equal to OQ square minus OP square, which is equal to 12 square minus 5 square, because you're having this as a from Pythagoras theorem we're having this. So from Pythagoras theorem we have written that the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of the other two sides. So therefore you're getting 12 square minus 5 square, which is equal to 119. PQ is equal to root of 119. So option D is correct over here. Option D is correct. And also here we'll write from Pythagoras theorem. From Pythagoras theorem.